So am I. I'm really excited. So I am really excited, just like Big Kev used to be. I'm Kevin Gaming. I've got Margaret Aboody. Today we're doing Raw and Raw, but we're changing up the whole Raw and Raw thing. And I'm actually passing the baton over to Margaret. So, Margaret, over to you.
Hi. It's
So, Margaret,
exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
So what's your claim to fame? Why should you be doing Raw and Raw?
Well, my immediate claim to fame, of course, is that I have been a guest on your show many, many times. And we've always had an excellent response from the BSB family, from the easy tips that we've been giving out to people, the conversations that we have, and just a little bit of bite-sized learning and that sort of thing. And so what I like to do, as I'm a registered psychologist, and one of my favorite things to do is just take some of that psych theory and break it all down into little bite-sized chunks to use it in our everyday life so that we can be more successful in our businesses.
That's it. And using it in a human experience rather than, all mystical things, and without getting too deep. It's about providing, that instant level of support. And if you really need more support, then yes, you need to reach out to someone potentially and get that professional support. This show isn't meant to, be here.
It's not a counselling session. No, it's not a counselling session.
But it's there to give you some quick tips to help you stay on, to stay at peak performance and to help you do that. So that's really what the show's about. I hope that comes across.
Yeah, and can I tell you something else too? So it's quite often we see things like psychology and that used in the context where people are in need of help because they've fallen into a hole or something. But what we also like to do, and this is part of what's called the positive psychology movement, is that we actually use the psych concepts to help well people stay well and to help well people thrive and live their best life. So that's the kind of stuff that I love talking about.
Absolutely. So it's don't just tune in. Like, this will be every other Thursday, basically, that we're going to be doing this show. And it's
high noon, isn't it?
Don't midday. Just tune. Feel like I should have my guns blazing. Although I think I looked more like a wiggle, the black wiggle then, but we won't talk about that. So we really, it is here to tune in to help you perform better.
That's right. That's right. So each time we have a show, I just want to have one little tip that people can take away and actually implement in their life, and just something to start getting you thinking about how things can be a little bit better. And so really, that's what it's all about. Incremental little bits of getting better each time.
Awesome. So today, what are we going to talk about?
Today, I want to have a quick chat about self-limiting thinking and self-limiting ideas that go around in our heads. So we've got a lot of stuff going around in our heads that stop us from doing things that we want to do and living intentionally, that sort of thing. So where these thoughts come from is a lot of places, like from our upbringing, our family, our school, our sporting clubs, the people we hung around with, ads, and social media puts all of these ideas into our heads that quite often are irrational, negative, wrong, and just not good for us.
Yeah, sometimes when you talk about that, I picture from back when I was a kid and watching too many cartoons. I love cartoons. And we had the little angel and little devil on someone's shoulders. And generally they were both trying to talk them out of something.
Yes. And you've got one little angel over here saying one thing, and then you've got the little devil over here saying that. So, like at work, in our businesses and that sort of thing. And I've actually written myself down my own little list of self-limiting beliefs that I've had to overcome in my business. And I think you and I had a little chat earlier about self-limiting beliefs that we both might have, and we all have them. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. But the thing to do is know what they are and then actually do something about them. So here's one for you. Here's a really common, straightforward one. That company will never take a call from me or buy my services. That's a really common self-limiting belief of small business people. Stops you from making the call. Here's another one. You can't start a business and then go and seek professional advice, because you really should already know what you're doing. And that's that little devil on the shoulder. And what the little angel would be saying, pick up the phone, make the call, reach out for some professional help, that sort of thing. So we need to take some time to have a good think about what are those things going around in our heads. And if you write them down, write yourself a list. I've got about 10 on here at the moment that I quickly wrote down this morning as examples. And then ask yourself this question. If I was guaranteed to be successful, what would I do? And so that statement around that company will never buy my products or take a call from me. If you were guaranteed of success, what would you do? You would shut down that negative comment. And what you would actually do is pick up the phone or go and see them and secure a meeting and go in and have a chat to them. So that's the kind of thing that we need to break through that barrier.
And another thing around that kind of scenario is I'm gonna get you also to go, but what's the absolute worst thing that can happen?
That's another great question to ask. They say no.
So they say no. So at the moment, but then I lose the potential. Well, hang on, you haven't lost anything because the company didn't want to do that. Or you haven't got a compelling argument. Yeah. Another really important thing when it comes to that rejection is to start thinking about rejection is more often than not an act of state and time. It's not a definitive never ever.
Yeah, that's right. And quite often what companies will say, especially if you are an engaging person, you've got good products, that sort of thing, they're going to say, we don't need that right now. But
they're never polite enough. They're rarely polite enough to say that, but that's quite often what they mean.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Not right now, thanks. And also when you go and see these people, and reach out, you learn a lot about them, you get new ideas, and you find out what their business problems are and start thinking about other ways of solving their problems or other customer problems. So the whole learning experience, you're going to get something out of it. So in the worst case scenario, okay, you don't get a sale, but you might get something else out of it that you wouldn't have otherwise got. And not everyone's going to be your customer, but how are you going to know if you don't go and see them?
So let's go back and recap the main points here. So the limiting beliefs, one, recognize that that's happening. And so write that down.
Yes.
And then two, start asking some really well-founded questions. What was your one? If you were guaranteed success, what would you do?
Yeah. If you were guaranteed success, what would you do? So, the thing like that companies, no, here's another one that I had, is that I sound really funny on videos, so people will laugh at me if I make videos. But hey, I've made some videos. And you know what? People buy them.
I know, and that's a really funny thing. It's amazing when we do stuff and all of a sudden it works and we go, wow, that's a surprise. So
that's right.
Yeah. So the questions that you should be thinking around those self-beliefs. If I was guaranteed success, what would be my course of action?
What would I do?
Two, if I took that course of action, what's the absolute worst thing that could happen? And can I live with that?
Yeah.
Three, what am I giving up by not taking that course of action?
Exactly. Yeah.
Is there another
And I've got another one for you. What would my best friend tell me or say about this self-limiting belief?
Cool.
So, I thought, I shouldn't start a business because I don't look like those wellness ladies on Instagram. So I'm not going to start a business. Now, that's a real self-limiting belief that I had to get through. And you know what? When I said that out loud to a good friend, she said, that is a load of, anyway, there was swearing.
I can imagine. I know some of your friends.
So, when we say these self-limiting beliefs out loud, they're actually quite silly, juvenile, and I mean, really, when you write them down and say them out loud, you start seeing that they really are trivial self-limiting beliefs, and we just need to bust through that and go ahead and do it.
Absolutely. So self-limiting beliefs. I would be happy. Now people might want to put their self-limiting beliefs down there. If you do, that's okay. And Margaret will ask you questions gently. If you want to reach out to Margaret privately,
you can. So
you're more than welcome to.
You are more than welcome to. Put a comment in the comment section or go online. You can have a look in the BSB portal. The contact details are there. PM me. Find me on LinkedIn. I'm not hard to find. Find me on LinkedIn. Find Lumo Workplace Wellbeing on Facebook, and have a look at our website, which is just www.lumo.com.au.
So, what's your surname, Margaret? Because it's not on the screen.
Oh, isn't it? Okay, it's Aboody, which is spelled Aboody.
So, Margaret Aboody, I want to thank you for your time today. Thanks for coming and chatting about self-limiting beliefs and how to help moving yourself beyond those self-limiting beliefs. As I said, congratulations. The show's yours. Thank you very much for all the support that you've been.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and I am very grateful that you've entrusted me with the opportunity to do it. And I had to overcome some of my self-limiting beliefs to actually say yes and take this on, because, you know, if not me, who else is going to do it? Might as well.
So I'm not allowed to say now. Don't stuff it up. Look, I know that you won't. That's why I've selected you, because I know that you're going to absolutely run with it. Every fortnight, we're going to be chatting around things, around practical ways to help you stay at the top of your game. And if you've had a little bit of a stumble, to pick yourself up out of that and to help you get back on track. Look, I'll pop up from time to time when Margaret decides to invite me back, if she ever does.
I will.
If she's really desperate for some comedy input, I'll be here.
Well, that's the thing, Kevin. We also obviously lots of the BSB members will be able to come on the show as well and give out their tips as well. And because I think as a community, this is what it's all about, sharing our tips about how we've moved on and how we've made ourselves successful, and how, you know, we're living our best lives and running our businesses to their full potential.
Absolutely. And that is what BSB is all about. We believe that, you know, healthy small business is actually the foundation of a healthy society. So, you know, and the only way to get healthy small businesses is to form great relationships within that community. So thank you very much, Katrina. Katrina actually said that you sound great, Margaret. So she said you actually sound great.
Is that a comment? I can't see the comment section.
Good job, Margaret. Thank you, Katrina. And thank you, Margaret. I look forward to watching in a fortnight, which will be really weird for me.
It will be weird because I know you can't help yourself. So in the next show, we're actually going to be having a chat to one of the BSB members, who is Mike Haynes, and we're going to have a talk about how he had to transition through a major change in his business and some of the key things that he did at the time.
Cool. So dealing with change with Margaret Aboody from Lumo and Mike Haynes. So thank you very much. I will look forward to seeing you very soon, in a couple of weeks. And I know that I'm entrusting you to this because I know you're going to do an absolutely awesome job. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Kevin. See you next